Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Travel, Explore, Celebrate Life. It is lovely to see all of you. As a matter of fact, Sunila and I are recording this episode for a second time because I forgot to press the record button the first time and we recorded a 25-minute episode and it just did not record. So here we are. Last week we spoke about snacks. Sunila, this week we are going to talk about luxury and we are going to talk about luxury trains around India. So,
Yeah,
what are your thoughts on that?
Neil, I have many thoughts, and I think I'm more clear about my thoughts now because we went through this once. So that's great. But I think like you were mentioning to me that trains really were looked at as just a transport option to get from point A to point B to go somewhere to reach somewhere. But if you add to that the luxuries of a five-star hotel, for example. So take in accommodation, take in amazing fine dining, take in amazing service and hospitality. Put all of that together, throw in some excursions and sightseeing attractions and the best routes that India has to offer, and you have a luxury train for you. So it's one of the a beautiful way to really discover our India. And most of the foreigners actually really love to do that. They love to come in and go on a train journey, and anything from 3-4 days to about 7 days or longer. And you can really see India so well, and it's like going back in time a little bit, isn't it? Where you're forced to slow down, you're forced to take in the beauty of nature, and it really helps you slow down in that sense. So
Yeah, I would quite agree. And many people, including me, had no idea that, trains are not only taking you from point A to point B, but you can actually
yeah.
experience luxury on a train. And you have been amongst the select few who
Huh.
have experienced something like this
Yeah,
on the Deccan Odyssey,
yeah.
right?
That's
So
right.
I have a few questions. I'm sure our
Uh-huh.
listeners would have had a few questions after seeing the the creative for this episode.
Hmm.
So let's start. Now, your Deccan Odyssey experience
Mm.
was started in Mumbai, right?
That's right. That's right.
And it started once you reached the station. So you had a nice welcome that was done, all of
Yes.
those things that were done that we saw on your Instagram. But I
Uh-huh.
want to ask you, like, how is a train experience different to a cruise experience, or is it more or less the same thing?
So that's a good comparison. And when you take in a luxury train experience, it's like booking the entire tour. Just like you probably take a flight or a ferry to go from point A to point B. But when you're talking of a cruise, you're kind of taking the entire experience of visiting different places, of seeing different things, and staying on board the cruise. So in that sense, a train journey, a luxury train journey, is very similar to a cruise because you have your accommodation, you're staying really on board the train, you're waking up in a different destination every day, you're getting off, and the train journey and the sightseeing, everything is included in that. So you're going there to see some sightseeing attraction, a place of interest, whatever it is, some experience there. You're coming back, you have your meals on board the train, or you have your meals somewhere locally. But everything, once you step on the train, is taken care of, and you don't have to worry about anything. You just have to follow the itinerary that is given to you. And in that sense, it's a beautiful all inclusive experience.
Awesome. Another question I had was that, see, we've been on many trains. I've traveled to Delhi on the Rajdhani. I've been to Goa. I've been to the south on trains, and I love traveling by trains. But sleeping while on a train sometimes is like, the train is all constantly moving. Now, you were in the presidential suite, but you're still on the tracks. Yeah. So if you're still on the tracks and your train is going to continuously move because it's not going to be a smooth ride. Of course, you have the bed and all of that as compared to the three-tier AC, three-tier AC thing that is there. Was sleeping a challenge?
Well, in bits and parts it was. For a lot of them, they slept like babies. I think they described their sleeping experience like being in a hammock or something, and which was moving, and they fell asleep. I did have a little bit of a trouble sleeping in spite of being in the presidential suite. But after an hour or so, I got used to the rhythm of the train, and I think I slept in intervals. So I slept for some time, I woke up for some time, but I went right back to sleep because simply because it was ages since I slept on a train. And what I realized from a lot of people who've done the 7-8 nights journey is that it gets easier on the next day, because the first day you're so excited. I think it was more excitement than anything else, that you're just so excited to be on train and to have like a bedroom and a living room and a bathroom in the train itself, that I wanted to use every part of the suite and not leave anything out. So I think I was high on adrenaline, and maybe that was in part. But yes, it does move, I won't lie, it does move quite a bit, and especially at times it really moves a lot. So you do wake up, but you can go back again to sleep. And I think with the bars there, if you are, you visited the bar, you'll probably sleep even better.
Awesome. Now let's talk about the food. You mentioned that everything is included. So,
That's right.
like, is there a particular schedule that the restaurants are open? Are you assigned a table? How is the food handled on the train?
So Neil, you mentioned and you kind of compared it to being on a cruise. I would say it is kind of similar. Most of the luxury trains I mean, all of the luxury trains have their restaurants, and these are fine dining restaurants. Some of them can be Indian, some of them can be multi cuisine, but they are all known for amazing food and amazing hospitality. So with us, actually, I was on the train just for one night because I was there for a conference. So we actually had like a conference on the train itself, and which, by the way, is possible in Deccan Odyssey because they do have a conference car and they have conference facilities there. So that was very interesting. But what happens on the train is that, like a cruise, you have set timings. So you have set timings for breakfast, set timings for lunch, and set timings for dinner. You are assigned a table depending on the compartment you were in. Now with us, we had kind of taken up, the entire carriage, or the 2 3 carriages. So it was different, and we could mix with our friends, of course. So I think when you sign in, or when you come into the train, a butler is assigned to you, and then you can discuss with him, and he's like your tour manager on the train, and he tells you all about it. So there are certain fixed timings for that, and it's really quite beautiful because everything is service. You go in and you don't have to stand in a line for the buffet. You don't have to fill your plates. They give you the menu when you're sitting there, and the plates are brought to you. Your drinks are brought to you. Very nice experience.
That's good. And unlimited food, right? If you want seconds of something, that can, like, you can have that.
Neil, if there's one thing that I experience on train, is that you never go hungry. You are stuffed because, you know, you are eating all the time. You have breakfast followed by some snacks, followed by lunch, followed by maybe a tea and coffee, a high tea, and then again dinner. So it's never that I don't have enough food. And yeah, you can order seconds, mostly with the Indian meal, simply because of the way the meals are served. They probably put it like per table, and then you can share and they would refill it. With the continental meals, what I did notice was that they were plated for you, like singly plated, but it was really quite sufficient. And yeah, you can always ask for seconds, so you don't go hungry on the train,
That's awesome,
for
because
sure.
that's important, right? You don't want to go hungry on a holiday,
Yeah.
because that can make or break your trip. Now, let me ask you another thing. You said everything's included again. Are tips included?
Okay, so tips are not included. When I mean everything is included, I mean your accommodation is included for the nights, the number of nights that you choose. The sightseeing excursions are included, all the meals are included, your basic tea and coffee is included. And I think, again, depending on the train, basic liquor, sometimes, like, run of the house or whatever it is, those are also included. Other than that, anything that you take is always going to be extra, like any holiday anywhere. So it's like an organized tour. So typically whatever would be included in the tour is included, but tips are extra. Again, it depends on the people you book with. Some of them like to include the tips, some don't. So it depends on your travel agent as well, and it also depends on the train as well.
Awesome. Now, of course, there is the restaurant, there is the bar, there is the place that you sleep. That is your own room. But I remember you mentioning that there are conference facilities also on trains and everything, right?
Mhm. Neil, that is the best part of the luxury train now. The train that we had in mind, and the trains that are, that actually are running the luxury trains, are really quite different. So, like I mentioned, on the Deccan Odyssey, they actually had a conference car. So, if you are like a group of 10, 12 people who want to go in and have your conference, you can do that. what we had done was actually taken the entire train for the whole night. So every carriage was turned into meeting spaces, and we had these amazing meetings in every carriage of the train. And then we had a nice PowerPoint presentation with a screen and everything. And it was a very different way to do a meeting. It kind of broke down the stiffness of our usual conference room, and everyone was really much more friendly. So you can do that. In fact, you can actually go to the gym on the train or also to a
Oh
spa on the
wow.
train.
Oh wow.
So it's not just the conference.
Well, these are the days, right? We can't go to a spa right now because, well, we all know why. But at the same time, you might have to go on a luxury train
Mhm.
to hop onto a spa. So that is actually a good idea. Now, Sunila, there are itineraries that go on for 5 days, 7 days, 14 days, 15 days. But you're not always on the train. The train halts everywhere and you can do excursions, right? Are
That's
those included in the price?
Yes, Neil. So most of the excursions would be included in the price unless you choose to do something on your own. Like maybe you choose not to go with the group and you want to do, the timings are fixed. So you get off on a train and go and do some other adventure and come back. You can do that, of course, at your own price. But otherwise, the train itself will take care of everything because that is the itinerary and that is the whole point of being on the train to go and see, say, the Taj Mahal or go to Hampi or go to Rajasthan and the different forts there, Junagadh Fort, for example, or whatever it is. So once the train stops and the itinerary would be given to you, again depending on where you are, um, there will be transport arranged, there will be a guide, and they will take you, they will show you the area, and you come back. So yes, all excursions are included, all the major ones and the important ones are included.
That's awesome. So right now we are talking about the Deccan Odyssey, which
Mhm.
has itineraries starting in Mumbai and also starting in Delhi. And so
That's right.
what I've seen is that most luxury trains tend to have Agra en route, right?
Mhm.
Because,
Yes,
well,
because it is, India's most famous icon. Um, Neil, most of the trains that cover the north would have Agra on them. You have different trains with different routes. Now, certain trains have a fixed route and they only ply on that route, whereas some of the other trains would have different shorter duration to longer duration routes. And the way to select the train really is one, do I want to be on what kind of a train? Like, do I want to experience absolute luxury? What is my budget? What kind of a train do I want to be on? Or which destination do I want to start at? Like, do I have time to start from Mumbai? Do I want to fly to Delhi? Where do I want to go? So that is the different way of choosing a train or choosing a route. And then after that, you can see what do I want to see. If I want to see the Taj Mahal, I will choose a train that goes to the Taj Mahal. So three of the four most luxurious trains actually do visit Agra, and you can go and see the Taj Mahal when you're there. So
so we spoke of the Deccan Odyssey and you just mentioned three of the four luxurious trains. So let's talk about the other three now. We've spoken about Deccan Odyssey. Which are the other ones quickly?
okay, so if we talk of the four most luxurious trains, there are more, but if we just shortlist the four most luxurious trains, then you have the first that we mentioned was Deccan Odyssey. You have the Golden Chariot, which is only in the south. So if you want to do anything like Hampi, Hassan from Bangalore, Kerala, or Tamil Nadu, then that is the Golden Chariot for you. You have, of course, something that was the most famous, which is the Palace on Wheels, and something we always knew to be like the first luxury train. This was started by Rajasthan Tourism and the Indian Railways together. They actually took some private AC saloons of the Maharajas and the Nizams, and they put together this train. And they kind of had to make changes because they had to put in the air conditioning in there. And that train itself has been renovated three times in the last 35 years. So Palace on Wheels has a fixed itinerary though for 7 nights, and you can choose to do a part of it. And then the fourth most important train, also one of the most luxurious trains, not just in India but around the world. So it comes in the top 10 luxury trains of the world, is the Maharajas Express, and this goes to not only Agra but also to Ranthambore. And you mentioned the Taj Mahal. So if you're on board Maharajas Express, you can actually have an opportunity to have a champagne breakfast overlooking the Taj. So
That's incredible. I think that's one
yeah,
of the key selling points of that particular train,
yes,
and that's
absolutely.
awesome. Now, of course, these are the four luxury trains, but are all of them pricey affairs, expensive affairs. Tell us a little bit about how much it's going to cost.
Well, we are speaking luxury, so luxury will always come at a price, and yes, they are kind of pricey, uh, but then you do get the returns as well. So it's like what you pay, you get that. First of all, I'd like to say that you have the butler service, so everything is taken care of. And I think the whole point of the royal trains is to make you feel like a Maharaja or a Maharani, and they go on saying that again and again. Because even the interiors, the minute you step into a train, the interiors are made to look like royal palaces. I mean, they do take their inspiration from the Havelis and the palaces of the kings and the queens of India. So you are in luxurious surroundings, you're served amazing food, and you have some amazing experiences like we just mentioned. So yes, I would say a starting point would be something like $500 to $600 a night for these super luxury trains, and for Maharajas Express that could go to like 1100 to 1200 a night as well. So again, it depends on which route you take, how early are you booking, which when are you going there, because that is also important. And there can be some offers that you can use. Are you going alone? Are there kids? Which suite you choose? So all of that will decide the price. But say around 30, 40, 40,000 a night to 80, 90,000 a night. If you are talking of a 7 night journey, you are looking at anywhere between 2.5 to 4 lakhs per person on board
So
these trains.
going by the price point, the Maharajas Express is at the very top, right, in
That's
India.
right. Yeah.
And like you said, it has like had many awards and everything. Now,
Yes.
some of these trains also have spas on,
Mhm.
like you mentioned, there's a gym, there's a great cocktail bar, there's restaurants,
Right.
and so many other things. But okay, these are the four trains that are like on top when it comes to luxury trains in India. But there are also a few other trains that are luxury trains in India. Want to name a few?
Sure. We talked of Palace on Wheels. There used to be a Royal Rajasthan on Wheels, which has now become a part of the Palace on Wheels. So that's one train shot, but you still have the journey that you can do. I would say a good journey, because, like you said, some people are skeptical about, will I be able to sleep? Will I really be able to enjoy it? I don't want to go for 7 nights. I don't want to go for 8 nights. A good way to do a shorter journey and in a mid-segment train would be the Heritage on Wheels. And I mean, it is luxurious because some of the compartments were actually used from the Palace on Wheels, so that should tell you how
That's good.
luxurious they
Yeah.
are. And this is in the region of Rajasthan, so Jaipur, Bikaner, and Shekhawati. That is the part. So you can do Tal Chhappar and Shekhawati. You can do like a different route as well, and it's just a 4 day journey, costing somewhere between like 15,000 to 25,000 for there. So it's not so expensive in those terms. 15 to 25 a night, and I think that's a great way to see that. So that's something I would definitely mention, because even the sites are amazing. Everything that you're going to visit, Mandava, Junagadh Fort, all of that, and Jaipur. So you never go wrong with Rajasthan. So that is one. If you want to just try a train for a night, just go in for a night and come back. Sometimes the Palace on Wheels and the other trains would allow that. If they are really full on bookings, you can never get that for a night. Then I would say you can choose something, and I like the name itself. It's called the Fairy Queen Express. Um, and this is the shortest because it's just one night, 2 days. It starts in Delhi and goes to Alwar, Sariska Tiger Reserve, back to Alwar and back. And Neil, this has a steam locomotive from 1835, so
Oh
you are
wow.
really going
Go
back in
proper
time with
retro.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's another nice one. Then you have Royal Oriental train. Again, one of the most affordable trains, I would say, 7 to 8 nights journey, 7 nights, 8 days, and something like 8,000 plus taxes per night. They have an amazing bar on the train here on the Royal Orient, and that's called the Watering Hole, and it is really quite famous. The bar itself, but again, the routes that it does is also quite good. So it starts from Delhi, does Chittorgarh, Udaipur, Junagadh, Sasangir. It comes all the way to Gujarat as well. So Palitana, Ahmedabad, and it goes back to Delhi. So it's a nice Delhi, Rajasthan, Gujarat, and back to Delhi circuit. So again, that's something I would really like to mention. So I think these roughly about 7 trains are what we
Yeah.
can
So
call luxury.
so we mentioned the Deccan Odyssey, the Maharajas Express, the Palace on Wheels,
Golden
the
Chariot.
the
The Golden
Royal
Chariot,
the
which does
Golden
only the
Chariot. Yeah.
south.
Yeah.
And you should remember that because it has the gym and the Ayurvedic spa.
Yep.
And anything to do with South India is Golden Chariot. So those are your first four most luxurious trains, and then
And
the other
then the other three, which is the Ferry Queen Express, the Royal Orient, and the
and the
Heritage on
Heritage on
Wheels.
Wheels.
And the
That's
Heritage
right.
on Wheels has the compartments from the
From the Palace on
Palace on
Wheels.
Wheels.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now these are the seven in India,
Mhm.
and we'll probably do another episode when we cover trains around the world. But do you
Oh
want to
yeah.
name a few?
Yes, Neil. So, but before we go to trains across the world, I'd just like to mention two more trains, which in India, which are simply because they are also trains that follow very interesting routes. May not be the most luxurious, but very interesting nevertheless. So, the first one I would like to talk about is the Panch Tak train, and this runs from Delhi all the way to Amritsar, and it's beautiful because it you can cover the five most important gurudwaras for Sikhism on this train. So that's why the Panch Tak, it takes you across these five. So I think that's an amazing journey to be able to see all five Gurudwaras in one
That is
train journey.
incredible. That is such an innovative itinerary. I
Yeah,
think kudos to whoever came up with that.
yeah. And the other one also has to do with a spiritual train, and that is the Buddhist circuit train,
Okay.
also known as the Mahaparinirvan Express. Very popular amongst even the Asians generally because they love to come into India and do the whole Buddhist circuit. And this train actually goes all the way up to Nepal. So it does Delhi, Bihar, Nepal. Takes you to all the most important places of Gautam Buddha and from his birth, and you know all the important sites connected with that. So I think it's really nice. It's a 8 day journey and it's not that expensive at all. So about 88,000 to 90,000 for the whole journey, which is really quite a good journey and
Awesome.
beautiful. So I think that is one thing I would love to do. Go on
Awesome.
those trains. So
Well,
yeah, and then
yeah.
the you mentioned international trains. You have the Ghan in Australia, you have the Blue Train in South Africa, you have the Rocky Mountaineer in Canada, and of course, the most famous luxury train in the world is your Orient Express. Also, the star in a movie called Murder on the Orient Express, which was from Agatha Christie's book, Murder on the Orient Express. So, for all of us who've read the book, that train is really quite special. Mm,
Awesome. Um, we'll do an episode on that
for sure. Yeah,
much later, because there's so much to do. And then, like trains are not only about going from point A to point B, it's about the experience. It's about like doing that. Any closing notes, Sunila, while we end it? Like, are these trains on right now? Are the schedules out? Something
right.
about that.
So I did try booking the train actually, in preparation for a podcast. Can I go? And yes, you can. So Palace on Wheels is showing. At least I'm really happy to see the dates from September are on the website. So yes, you can contact your travel agent or you can contact the train itself and book that. Um, One thing is, Neil, that we kind of missed out on that the trains don't run throughout the year.
Oh,
They
yeah, good
would
point.
run, most of the luxury trains have their own schedules, but if we take off the top four, then they run from say September until April, and not in the summer season. It would be too hot. September and April, you can actually get some really good deals on the prices because the peak season would start from October to March, and you can book it. Not the trains don't run, like maybe some are twice a week, some are once a week, some are once in 15 days. So, and these are bound to change. We will know soon as to what really are the final schedules, but it's great to know that things are opening up. And I think it would be one of the best ways to see something because again, number of people on the train are limited, so you are only going to be within that little bubble and travel. So for people who are worried about safety, I think it's a great way to get on board and discover India all over again. So
Yeah, and you could
uh,
recreate the Shah Rukh Khan and Kajol scene on the
yes.
trains also, right? And Amrish Puri telling Kajol, "Ja Simran ji
Yeah.
le apni zindagi." So that is also something that we
Yeah, I
could
think
do.
Shah Rukh has spent a lot of times on trains, right?
Yeah,
Chahiye Chahiye to Chennai Express to DDLJ. I mean,
yeah, crazy.
he seems to be in trains.
But great. Thanks a lot, Sunila. Seven great luxury trains plus the two offbeat ones that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening in, everyone. These were the luxury trains of India. Next time I will remember to press the record button when we are
Yes.
recording the episode.
Or
But
I will
well,
shoot you.
that's good. But thank you so much for listening in, everyone. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, and chalo bag baro nikal pado with Veena World. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Bye.